Today we'll be working on a project called a rose. For this project we'll be needing just very few materials. You need your fabric, you need your scissors, you need something to draw a circle with, you need your needle and thread, you need fire, your candle and a light, of course. You need your silicone hot glue and your felt. Just very simple basic things. These are things you need for this project. So let us begin. First, you open your fabric up. I'm using a very huge fabric here. And we'll start. This doesn't really take so long to do. It's quite very easy. Just follow through. We'll start by drawing circles. You can use anything circle that you want, and the size of your circle really determines how wide or how big or huge your rose flower is going to be. I'm going to be drawing the circle now, and I'll draw it at the faded part of the material, not on the bright part of the material, but the faded part of the material. This is one circle. I just want to put the mark there to make it sure, so that it isn't the confusion for me when I want to start to cut. We're going to be drawing 8 of this circle. Circle 2. Circle 3 now. Make sure you follow the lines of your circle so that it will be equal and you have something uniform. Circle 3. Now we're drawing the 4th circle. For this particular project, this pattern that I'm doing is like the most basic of it all. Is the simplest one. I would post subsequent videos of how to do more complex ones. Those ones will come out more flowery, they come out looking more beautiful and all that. This is also beautiful, but this is like the basics. I like to start with the basics first, then advance to the very difficult ones and how to do very intricate patterns and all. But for now, this is just enough, because this is like the fundamental of this particular design. In the next video, I'm going to be showing more intricate designs, and you'll be able to spot the difference. Not so much different, but these ones are just more time taking because they have intricate patterns and all. So let us just begin. And remember, when you're doing crafts, when you're doing anything, you have to be patient. Patience is a virtue. You have to be very patient. You have to draw these things well. You have to be precise. Even if you don't get it so well, just be precise and be patient with yourself. Just take your time and do it. When I first started designing, it used to be so tough because I had issues with being patient. So I come out doing some very rough work. It comes out really rough, but now it's just very simple because I know the virtue of taking my time to do one particular thing. Now this is circle 5. We just drew off circle 5. So we're drawing the 6th circle. Remember, we're going to be drawing 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. This is 5. This is 6 now. This is 6, so we're drawing 7th, the 7th circle. This is the 7th circle. This is the 8th circle, the 8th and the last circle. For some designs, you could have probably 10 circles, 12. Depends on how full and how big you really want it to come out. But for this particular project, 8 is just okay. So now we have the 8th one. So we're done with using our circle. We keep this aside. We're done with making marks. This is aside. So now the next stage is to cut out the circles. Excuse me. When you want to cut out your circle, do not go straight into just cutting from the huge fabric. You separate the fabric. Try to separate the fabric. Separate the cutted lines from the main fabric. So this can go because this is what we're working on. Just this. So now let's start cutting. So you cut on the line, you trace your line and cut on it, not before it, not after it, just on the particular line that you cut. just start on a particular line that you drew, rather. So let's start to cut. This is looking very cumbersome for me, so what I'm just going to do is I'll reduce this. I'll cut it into smaller pieces. So I have this in a smaller pieces, so I can cut out the circle from this. It's going to be way faster, you see what I mean. So this is one. Remember, when you cut, trace on the line, not before the line, not after the line. Trace on your line. This might take some practice, but by the time you do the first one and you do the second one, by the time you do the third one, you would get it right. So just trace on the line. You stay here. This is the second one. Don't make the mistake of stacking them together to trace. You're never going to get something even. So you have to do it one by one. That's the third one. Remember, we're doing 8, so we have 5 to go. Four. Five. So now we have 3 left to cut. 6. 2 more to go. And we're doing the last one. This is the last one. So now we have 8 of this now. 8 circles. So what we will do next, just keep this aside, we no longer need this. What we are going to do next is to burn the fabric. Because it is fabric, it's not felt, we need to burn it and remove all of these edges. We need to trim these edges, and there's no other way to do it than to do it with fire. So we need to burn these edges, and when we do that, it's going to give it some sophisticated feel, to give it some very nice outcome. That's why we use the fire technique. So we'll burn this fabric now. So the next thing we'll do is, let's get ready to burn. So the burning starts. When you burn, make sure you burn at the edges, and be careful, because this is fire. Just burn that slightly, not to destroy your material. So we go, burn. As you can see, what I'm doing, I'm not talking so much so as not to quench the fire with my breath. I need the fire to be very stable so that it shouldn't burn my material, my fabric. And take note, when you use fire, please don't use the glowing part of the fire. Use the blue part of the fire. The blue part is hotter. It does the work very fast. And with the blue part, you'd have no char, no charcoal, no black substance around your fabric. And it's controlled, so there's a likelihood if you control it well, you won't spoil your fabric, even if it stays a little bit longer. And this is the last one. So now it's all complete. Keep that aside. So now we have our 8th circle all ready to go to the next stage. It's all trimmed and burnt around the edges, so there is no worry about it falling off, your fabric falling off and all, and it gives it this very fine finish at the edge. It gives it a thin dark finish at the edge, which makes it comes out really nice. So now we're going to go straight to threading your material. Before you thread, just run your hands through your thread to remove bubbles that might eventually create lumps. Then you knot it. So now our thread is ready. Let's keep it there. So the first thing you do now, after all of this, the next stage, you fold this in half, fold in half, and another half. First you fold in semicircle, and then you fold again. So you have this. You have it like this. And you thread through. Thread here. This is one. Don't knot it when you thread. Just put your thread, let your thread just go through it. Then you pick the next one. I said this method is very easy. Once you have all your fabric ready, after cutting and burning, the next stage is just very easy. And thread. Another one. Thread. So after you thread, you pick the very first thread, you trace it, then pick the thread at two edges. Yeah, at the two edges. But before you do this, you have to arrange this thread. One this way, the other way. More like a crisscross. One this way, another one the other way. So you have it like this, like a crisscross. The next one this way, the next one this way, the crisscross. this way and this way. So we have it this way. So from here on, you knot. So let's knot this now. Make sure you're holding it in place when you knot. You knot it together. So when you knot it together, you just have a very flat behind. It comes out all flat. Cut. So there we go. This is what we have now. We have this. This is looking pretty beautiful. This is a style that can go for your hair, lapel pin, hair clips and all. So you have a rose. It comes out very full. And if you want it fuller, you can increase. All you have to do is just increase the number of circles that you have. This is an 8 circle. Increase the number of circles that you have. If we had used more circles, let's say 16 circles, it's going to come out fuller than what we have here. And if we had used a bigger circle still, it's come out even bigger. So if you want to do something really big, more like you want to make this into a flower for a centerpiece, you can make a very round, huge, big circle and have it as a centerpiece. Then you drop it in your pot and all that. This is for hair. This is just for clipping your hair. And probably you want to use it on your chest like a lapel. We're not done though. We are going to fix the felt at the back of this. So let's still go on. Stay with me. So now we're going to fix this to the back. This is a 2-in-1 hair clip / brooch. You could have it clipped to your chest or rather have it clipped to your hair. Depends on how you want to use it. So now let's cut our felt. So we have this now. So how we have to do now is to put this together into this, and this goes back here. Normally at this stage what we are supposed to do is to use our glue gun for it, but in my previous videos I got comments and people asked what else they could use aside using a glue gun. So this tutorial, this particular method I'm going to be using, it's for my viewers, subscribers actually, who don't have a glue gun. If you don't have a glue gun, not to worry, there's another method I'm going to teach you. We're going to be using the silicone, just the silicone glue. This silicone glue is what goes into the glue gun and it comes out as heat. But here, instead of using the glue gun, we use an alternative method. We'll just use the silicone glue. So with this one, we still need our fire. So you put your silicone glue around the fire and allow it to melt. Not melt so much because this thing, it can inflame. You'll see fire around it, and when you have fire around it, it will come out charred, come out black, which can stain so many of your work. So you just do it slightly and you put it around your work. Around the felt and glue this to it. So here we have this. So this would go to this. So there we go. This is all clean. So you can turn this off. This is all clean and nice. This comes out really beautiful. So we have the front like this. We have the front really nice looking, cool, and the back too. So this can go as a brooch. You can clip it to your hair. It comes out clipped and all. Or rather, you clip it to your chest as a brooch. This is a 2-in-1 design. So in some cases you could have a rubber band on it if you want to use it as a band. In some cases you could have it in front of your Alice, the Alice band. Depends on however you want it to be. But the main point of this tutorial is just to teach you how to do this, and it's very simple. Is to teach you how to do a rose flower, a very simple rose flower. This is the basic rose flower, so I'll call it rose flower basics. It's just simple, a rose flower basics. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel. Let me have your questions and let's know what you really think. Ciao ciao.